If you want to have the most successful year of your life in 2024, you have clicked on the right video. My name is Emily Durham. I have made a very successful career off of careers. I am a longtime recruiter, career coach, and careers content creator. It's a lot of C's. It's a lot of C's. And today I want to download all of the information that I have and I've seen in the industry and from my clients and in my consulting work that is going to help you accelerate your career quickly in 2024. One of my favorite exercises to do around this time of the year before I actually chime in and jump into 2024 is a woe and woes list. Sometimes reflecting on the year we just had feels like a wasted exercise. It's in the past. Why are we thinking of it? Well, history is often doomed to repeat itself. So if you've had an unbelievably stressful year, it's important you understand where that's coming from. Or if your year was successful and fantastic, let's think about how we can take that to the next level in the upcoming year. So start off with your list of woes, the things that went really well. Maybe they were a list of your professional accomplishments, the amount of time you spent with your family and friends. What are the things that really charged your battery and made you feel excited and good this year? And on the flip side of that, I want you to make a list of woes, like the wah-wah kind of woes. The woes list might be physical things that you didn't accomplish or didn't do this year, particularly the goals from last year that didn't quite make the to-do list this year. Maybe you were going to go to the gym 5 days a week and that never happened. What was the overall sentiment of this year? Check in with yourself. Are you feeling burnt out, tired? Is the career path that you've selected no longer exciting and serving you? This exercise might feel like a waste of time, but there's a very good reason that the most successful CEOs in the world, like Bill Gates and like the President of the United States, do year-end reviews with their teams and their staff. The entire purpose of these conversations is to understand what went well, what we can learn, and how we can accelerate. If you're exclusively focusing on the road ahead and not on the road behind, you're gonna have no idea where you're going and how far you've been driving. Pay extra special attention to that woes list that outlines the things you didn't accomplish last year. Because newsflash, if you just copy and paste the goals last year that you didn't accomplish into next year, nothing is going to change. You need to spend real time and take an inventory of yourself to understand, why didn't I accomplish these goals? Did you not get the promotion because you were too shy to ask for it, or because you're no longer really loving the work that you do? If you don't sit down and understand the root of why you didn't hit these goals, you are doomed to repeat yourself in 2024. The next tangible thing that you need to do to have a successful 2024 is think about where you want to be in 2026 or 2027. Ultimately, if you start setting goals for 2024 that are only from the vantage point of where you're at and not the vantage point of where you want to be, you're going to end up in relatively the same spot. I have personally gone through this exercise every single year, and it is what has accelerated my career and my presence on the internet. Okay, let's talk about the 2024 specific things with point number 3. AI isn't new, but access to AI is easier than ever, and that is fundamentally changing the job market, your employment, and where I see the future of layoffs going. This is not fear-mongering. I don't think every single job is about to get eliminated because we can replace it with AI. What I do think is going to happen is work that can be automated will be automated. In 2024, I need you to think about how you add value to your company or to your business and career that cannot be replaced by technology. AI can do a lot, but AI can't deliver a compelling presentation to a room of 1,000 people. AI can't always come up with the most creative and socially relevant ideas. AI can't handle emotionally charged situations with tact and empathy. AI doesn't really have soft skills. In 2024, if you want to get ahead in your career, you need to double down and invest in your soft skills and learn how you can use AI to free up some of your administrative time so you can over-index on those things. You need to become the best communicator of your life. AI isn't the only reason that you need to be an exceptional communicator in 2024, but I do predict that it's going to change how employers review and look at talent. In your year-end performance review, I don't think you're only going to be compared to your peers. I also think you're going to be compared to technology. Level up your communication, and there's 1,000 different ways that you can do this, but my personal favorite, and where I believe I kind of grew all of my communication and presentation skills at a very early age, was through theater and improv. So if you are feeling bold and really want to feel more confident in having challenging conversations, advocating for yourself, and ultimately just being a better communicator overall, sign up for an improv class. You are going to have so much fun. Improv, if you don't know, is essentially a style of theater where you are learning how to think on your feet and scenes are made up on the spot. And I've heard so many different TED Talks and have personally been able to attest to this, but improvisation and improv acting is one of the most amazing ways to teach you as a person to feel confident speaking first and then thinking, which I know sounds crazy, but it's an amazing career skill. It also helps you have conversation, feel more comfortable in your own body and in your own kind of tone and, natural thought process. It is one of the most amazing things I have ever done for my career and for myself as a person. It also helped me quite a bit on dates because I knew how to keep a conversation going. Sorry, if the lighting is slightly different, my camera died, I had to charge it, now the sun has set, so hopefully it's still fine. For me personally, I work somewhat because I love it, but also because I love money. Ultimately, if you want to make more money next year, you need to start thinking about that right now. Important context is that I really see the power dynamic shifting in the job market, where 2 years ago, it was very much a candidate's market. Candidates had all of the buying power. Now it's shifting a little bit back into the hands of the employers. We see that through what is probably going to be called as a recession and the mass number of tech layoffs in North America and across Europe. All of those things contribute to the fact that employers have the power because they are the ones deciding to do these layoffs. They are the ones deciding to not do raises. This also means that employers are going to be much less likely to just hand you a raise or a promotion. Ultimately, they're almost never going to just hand you these things anyways. You need to work for them and ultimately ask for them. But this year, this is especially true. So if money is a motivator for you, ask yourself, what is the salary I want to be making this year and how am I going to get there? You can do research on what is realistic for your industry based on where you live and your years of experience on websites like PayScale or even Glassdoor. I personally prefer PayScale or even a website like Fishbowl over that of Glassdoor. Let's say your goal is to make $100,000 this year and you currently make $65,000. You are realistically not going to be getting a $40,000 bump from your employer. But what you can do is start talking to your boss about what your goals are at the company. I do have separate content on how to ask for a raise and ask for a promotion, and start those conversations early. So this time next year, it's not a surprise when you're asking for a raise. And it's important that you're doing regular check-ins with yourself to make sure you are being compensated fairly, and that's something I would highly recommend doing in advance of the new year. And if you're someone like me who honestly your financial goals are not going to be met just from your 9-to-5 job, this might be your sign to start a little side hustle. I actually haven't made content about side hustles before, but I consider my social media presence and kind of my businesses around that to be a side hustle, so I'm happy to go deeper on that. But Gen Z is actually the most likely generation of all time to be interested in having a side hustle. And it's not because Gen Z likes to work more, but Gen Z doesn't like the uncertainty that capitalism kind of hands to us. I'm saying us, I am a millennial. This is an amazing year to start that off and invest in your business as a means and backup for extra financial stability. If you take one thing away from this video, other than the fact that I look so much like a Gen Z, it's crazy, I really want you to focus on creating goals for your future self, not just on where you are today. If I only made goals through the lens of where I was at in my career 4 years ago, I would not be where I am in my personal life or in my professional life. It is so important that you give yourself permission to think big. I honestly would love to hear what your thoughts are, what your goals are, maybe even what your fears are for 2024 in the comments. I'd love to have a conversation about that. If you'd like some more content from me, I do have a podcast I post every single Sunday on all streaming platforms called The Straight Shooter Recruiter. It has been in the top 5 careers podcasts in North America for the last 4 years. So I would love for you to check that out or check out my other socials. But thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you in my next one.